Let's start with a question. What if I told you that everything you need to control your life is already within you? You don't need anything external, no new apps, no self-help books, no secret formula. What if the power to shape your world, overcome anxiety, and find peace lies entirely within your mind? Think about it. We live in a world where mental chaos has become the new normal. We're constantly battling endless notifications, social media distractions, work pressures, and personal expectations. It's no wonder many of us feel overwhelmed, like our minds are spinning out of control. But here's the good news. Throughout history, there's been a group of thinkers who dedicated their lives to understanding how to master the mind and navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. Their names have echoed through time: Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, and their philosophy, Stoicism, has been a guiding light for those seeking mental clarity and emotional strength. By the end of this video, I'm going to share with you 10 powerful Stoic secrets, timeless principles that have helped people for over 2,000 years. These secrets will teach you how to stay calm in chaos, unshaken by the storms of life, and mentally strong in the face of adversity. Stick with me, and together we'll unlock the secrets to mastering your mind. Secret number 1. Control what you can, let go of what you can't. At the heart of Stoic philosophy is a powerful concept. We don't control everything. In fact, most things in life are beyond our control. But here's the trick. We have complete control over how we respond to them. This idea forms the foundation of what the Stoics called the dichotomy of control. Imagine you're stuck in traffic. You can't control the car in front of you, the red lights, or the fact that you're going to be late. Most people would stew in frustration, honking their horns and cursing under their breath. But what if instead you focused only on what you could control? You could choose to take a deep breath, accept the situation as it is, and make the best of it. Perhaps listen to a podcast or reflect on your day. The Stoics remind us that peace doesn't come from controlling external events. It comes from controlling ourselves. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, said it best: "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. In our modern world, we're constantly worrying about things we have no influence over. What other people think of us, how others behave, the outcome of unpredictable events. This constant worrying drains our energy. Instead, focus your attention on what you can control: your actions, your thoughts, your habits. When you do this, you reclaim your mental peace. Secret number 2. Embrace adversity. We've all heard the saying, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." But the Stoics took it a step further. They believed that adversity isn't something to avoid, it's something to embrace. Life is full of hardships, but within those hardships lie the seeds of growth. Epictetus, who was born a slave, is one of the greatest examples of this mindset. Despite his circumstances, he never saw himself as a victim. Instead, he saw every challenge as an opportunity to develop his inner strength. For the Stoics, adversity was a teacher, a tool for personal evolution. Imagine going to the gym. You lift weights to build muscle, and each time you do, you push yourself a little harder. Adversity in life works the same way. It's a workout for your mind. When you face difficulties, you have two choices. You can either let them break you, or you can use them to make you stronger. So, the next time life throws a curveball, whether it's a financial setback, a health issue, or a difficult relationship, don't shy away from it. Embrace it. Ask yourself, how can this challenge make me stronger? By shifting your mindset, you'll start to see adversity not as a problem, but as a gift. Secret number 3, master your emotions. Emotions are powerful forces. They can drive us to do great things. but they can also lead us into chaos. Anger, frustration, jealousy, fear. These emotions can cloud our judgment and make us act in ways we later regret. The Stoics believed that while we can't always prevent these emotions from arising, we can learn to master them. Marcus Aurelius, in his famous Meditations, often wrote about the importance of observing our emotions before reacting. He believed that by taking a step back and reflecting, we could choose how to respond instead of being controlled by our feelings. Let's take anger as an example. Imagine someone cuts you off in traffic. Your immediate reaction might be anger. You feel slighted, disrespected, and you might want to lash out. But what if you paused for a moment? What if, instead of reacting, you asked yourself, why am I feeling this way? Will responding with anger improve the situation? By practicing this kind of emotional awareness, you become less reactive and more deliberate in your actions. The Stoics teach us that emotions aren't inherently bad, but being ruled by them is. Mastery of the mind means mastering your emotional responses, choosing calm over chaos, and understanding that emotions are signals, not commands. Secret number 4. Practice negative visualization. This next Stoic technique might seem strange at first, but it's incredibly powerful. Negative visualization. The Stoics believed that by imagining the worst-case scenario, you could not only prepare yourself for life's challenges, but also appreciate what you have in the present. Seneca wrote about how contemplating loss or hardship helps us detach from the fear of it. For example, instead of fearing the possibility of losing your job, imagine how you would cope if it actually happened. Visualize it. What steps would you take? How would you adjust? By doing this, you strip the fear of its power over you. When you practice negative visualization, you also begin to appreciate the things you usually take for granted. When you contemplate the loss of something you value, your health, a loved one, your freedom, you begin to realize how precious these things are. As a result, you become more grateful for them in the here and now. This isn't about being pessimistic. It's about building resilience. It's about preparing your mind for anything so that when difficulties arise, you won't be caught off guard. You'll face them with calm, knowing that you're ready for whatever comes. Secret number 5. Seek wisdom, not approval. In our hyper-connected world, it's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of external validation, whether it's through social media likes, career promotions, or the approval of our peers. But the Stoics teach us to focus on one thing above all else: wisdom. Seneca once said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." Craving approval, craving recognition is a form of poverty because it makes us dependent on others for our sense of worth. True wealth, according to the Stoics, is found in wisdom and inner strength. Marcus Aurelius, despite being one of the most powerful men in history as the Emperor of Rome, constantly reminded himself not to be swayed by the opinions of others. He wrote, "The approval of others, what is it worth?" Instead of seeking validation from the outside world, the Stoics focused on living in accordance with their principles and cultivating wisdom. Ask yourself, am I making decisions based on what I believe is right, or am I seeking approval from others? When you shift your focus from external validation to internal wisdom, you liberate yourself. You become the master of your mind, not a slave to the opinions of others. Secret number 6. Live in accordance with nature. To the Stoics, living in accordance with nature was a central tenet of their philosophy. But what does that mean? It's not just about living in harmony with the natural world, but also about accepting the natural order of life and human nature. Life is full of ups and downs, successes and failures, joys and sorrows. The Stoics believed that instead of fighting against this natural ebb and flow, we should embrace it. "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished," said Lao Tzu, echoing a sentiment the Stoics shared. Trying to control everything or expecting life to go perfectly only leads to frustration. Living in accordance with nature means accepting life as it comes. It means understanding that setbacks are natural, that we cannot control everything, and that sometimes the best course of action is to flow with life rather than resist it. In relationships, it means accepting people for who they are, not who you wish them to be. In your career, it means understanding that success doesn't always come on your timeline, but if you stay true to your path, it will come in due time. When you align yourself with the natural flow of life, you find peace. You stop resisting and start accepting. And with that acceptance comes a deeper sense of calm and mental clarity. Secret number 7, focus on the present moment. The Stoics understood the importance of living in the present moment long before mindfulness became a popular practice. They believed that the past is gone, the future is uncertain, and the only thing we truly have is the present. Seneca once said, "Life is long if you know how to use it." Yet so many of us waste our time either ruminating on the past or worrying about the future. The Stoics teach us to let go of these mental distractions and focus fully on the present. Living in the present means engaging fully with whatever is happening right now. It means giving your full attention to the task at hand, whether that's spending time with a loved one, working on a project, or simply enjoying a moment of quiet. When you focus on the present, you unlock a sense of peace and presence that allows you to experience life more fully. Ask yourself, how often am I truly present? The more you practice being present, the more you realize how much time we spend lost in thought, disconnected from the world around us. By returning to the present moment, you reclaim your mind and your life. Secret number 8, cultivate inner strength. The Stoics believed that mental toughness wasn't something you were born with. It was something you built through consistent practice. They understood that life is full of challenges, and the best way to prepare for those challenges is by cultivating inner strength. One of the ways the Stoics practiced this was through voluntary discomfort. They would intentionally expose themselves to discomfort and challenges, not because they enjoyed suffering, but because they understood that by doing so, they would build resilience. Seneca, for example, would periodically fast or live without luxuries to remind himself that he could endure hardship if necessary. In today's world, we live in a bubble of comfort. Everything is designed to make life easier, more convenient, but comfort doesn't build strength, discomfort does. To cultivate inner strength, start by challenging yourself in small ways. Practice self-discipline, whether that's through physical exercise, mental challenges, or denying yourself certain comforts. As you push yourself beyond your comfort zone, you'll find that your mental resilience grows. You'll become less shaken by life's challenges because you've trained yourself to endure discomfort. And with that resilience comes a deeper sense of confidence and mental clarity. Secret number 9, death as a reminder. Memento mori, remember that you will die. This was a mantra that the Stoics lived by, but rather than being morbid, this contemplation of death was a reminder to live fully and meaningfully. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote often about death, not as something to fear, but as a natural part of life. He believed that by keeping death in mind, we free ourselves from fear and become more courageous in the face of life's challenges. When we remind ourselves of our mortality, we gain perspective. The petty worries and anxieties that often consume us lose their power. We realize that life is short and that time is our most valuable resource. By contemplating death, we become more present, more grateful, and more intentional in how we spend our time. Think about your own life. How often do you take things for granted? Your health, your relationships, your opportunities. When you remember that life is fleeting, you start to appreciate these things more deeply. You stop wasting time on trivial matters and focus on what truly matters. Secret number 10, the dichotomy of control. Let's return to where we started, the dichotomy of control. This is perhaps the most important Stoic secret of all, and it's worth revisiting. The Stoics teach us that there are only two things we truly control in life: our thoughts and our actions. Everything else, what happens to us, how others behave, the outcome of events, is beyond our control. When we focus on controlling the uncontrollable, we create stress, anxiety, and frustration. But when we focus on what we can control, our own responses, we find peace. Think of your mind like a ship. The waves of life will toss you around. There will be storms, rough seas, and unexpected challenges. But you control the sails. You control how you navigate through those storms. By mastering your mind, by focusing on what you can control, you steer your ship through life with clarity and purpose. The Stoics remind us that the key to happiness and mental peace lies in this simple truth: control what you can, let go of what you can't. When you fully internalize this mindset, you'll find that the storms of life no longer shake you. You'll be calm in the face of chaos, strong in the face of adversity, and mentally free. Now that you've learned these 10 Stoic secrets, control what you can, embrace adversity, master your emotions, practice negative visualization, seek wisdom, live in accordance with nature, focus on the present, cultivate inner strength, reflect on death, and understand the dichotomy of control, you have the tools to begin mastering your mind. The path to mental mastery isn't always easy, but it's a path worth walking. Because in mastering your mind, you don't just gain control over your thoughts, you gain control over your entire life. So take the first step today, start mastering your mind, and watch as your life begins to change in ways you never imagined.